Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Play WholEarth Game. And here we are standing next to Strawberry Fields Forever here in Ventura, California. They're getting ready for another big strawberry grow, putting everything in on strawberries. I don't know. It just seems like a little bit too many, but we're going to find out. We're going to watch the whole process. Right now, we got plastic everywhere to hold in the moisture. And they're feeding in the moisture just perfectly so they can just keep the temperature and the moisture just perfect for this cash crop of strawberries. Everybody wants their strawberries right now, and the top of the market, and competing with Mexican and tariffed stuff is going to be interesting. But here we are. We're playing the game, and it's the game. So, what's going on in the world is just so bizarre that it's hard not to completely lose your mind. I get that part. If you're tuning in here and I hope that you're feeling as if you're with some people that know how you feel anyway. But I'm always going to be on this other side of this thing. Like let's look at both sides of the coin to see how we can apply the rules of the WholEarth game to the situation that we're in. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't we want to do that? So remember, a place to sleep tonight, clean water and food. Those are two different things. They give us energy, the energy that we need to be this person that I can be in front of you, okay? And that energy is part of the mind. So we're all into it. So the mind now. So four things are what we need to support the mind. The mind is asking itself, should I be the hammer or should I be the nail? Should I be the hammer? Should I go out and do something, or should I just stay in and do nothing? That's what I really want to talk about. Like, there's no wrong way to play. You can do, if you're feeling as though you need to do nothing, then you should just do nothing. But if you feel like you got to get up and wave a flag and go march a march, you should go march a march. That's absolutely what's happening right now. So, but at the end of the day, I'm focused on the fact that we need to rebuild all of the services that have been hacked away from us. Everything that's been stolen from us by these goofballs has to be replaced. So the people who just got laid off, don't go too far away, because we will be calling you back. Somebody like you needs to come back to work and do the job that you guys were doing before you got so brutally sacrificed to this insane dictatorship. So if we can get out of this thing now, we have to really focus on getting out of this situation. The dark side wants us to all go and grab pitchforks and run pell-mell, just like we did every other time. The whole thing in 9/11 was an inside job, yet we went after Kuwait, or we went after Iran, we went after Afghanistan, we went after somebody. You had to blame it on somebody. We created a war. Osama bin Laden, my bin Laden. Oh my goodness, what a deal. What a deal. And we're just so used to it now that we can't even see past it. So, no, I can see past it. So I've been looking past the veil for many, many years, and I don't believe any of that stuff. So what I believe is that we're going to the end of the reptilian, conquest. The draconian regime is coming to an obvious. It's being exposed by every action that it does that's anti-human. Is just it's an obvious tell that these people are not concerned about anything for the benefit of other people. So if you're here watching this and you feel for other people, then you're in the same club. But if you're watching this being angry with me and maybe getting ready to put some weird stuff in the comment section, then you're probably in the wrong place. It's never going to happen. That's never going to be the way. We first have to love our way out of this thing. Then we got to use forgiveness. Then we got to forgive ourselves for not loving our enemy. Oh, God, it's so hard. That's when you get on your knees. You say, God, it's so hard. How can I possibly achieve that impossible goal? And that's when you have to feel that inside voice that says, you got it, man. You got this. You got this. And then let's try playing that stupid game that you saw on the TV or the YouTube channel. Remember that game, that stupid game? Let's think housing, water, food, energy, something to do, something to do, something to do. Help another person, say a kind word, be thankful, just say thank God. Thank you, Lord, for this day the way it's been, right? Well, now we're in it. Now we've changed our whole mind. We're into the positive side of it. And we can start thinking, how are we going to replace all the services that have been stolen from us? And this time we get to do it more efficiently, better. So everyone gets a place to sleep. As soon as this is over, we're all going to have a place to sleep. And it's not going to be Auschwitz or some freaking concentration camp. Don't fool yourself into thinking that that is going to be somehow acceptable. No, it's going to be some kind of cool little space. It may be, you know, it may be high population. You know, having people to live together is a very, very, it's a very interesting situation to have. I mean, it's an ancient problem to have. Look at Mesoamerica, look at North America, look at Europe, and so forth. We've had to deal with populations. What to do with these populations? Well, in North America, we had a place of plenty. We had Mississippi, we had corn, maize, and pottery, and people who were working on building mounds, and everybody had something to do, something to eat, and a place to sleep, clean water and food. I mean, was heavenly, right? That's what it was like just before the European invasion of 14, the legendary European invasion of Columbus in the 1492 Knights of Columbus. But before that, we had Cabrillo here in Santa Barbara, who came and dropped off the pox to the harmless, most beautiful Chumash people. But so this is it's something that goes on and on. We're at the place where we're finally seeing globally that there's plenty for everyone if we just believe there is. And for the people who are getting martyred, it's so painful to even consider. The pain is so incomprehensible and unspeakable and without words, and all the things that love is, the pain of death is, okay? So there's two sides to everything, and that's just something you say to remind yourself that that is a law, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you get a chance to see things differently if you so choose. So that's why we play the game. So we're starting to play. That changes the whole chemistry. So we turn into a game what would normally be something that we couldn't even bear to think about. So I don't know, Renee, what's on your mind, honey?
Well, can I read a couple of the comments that are coming in?
Well, no. First, you got to tell me what's on your mind.
Well, I have a lot of, like a lot of people, I have a little bit of anxiety, of course, about the Iranian strikes and World War III, all of that that's going on. And so everyone I'm talking to is wondering how this is going to affect the future, the economy. So I know before the show you were talking about the economy and playing the game and how that affects stability. So maybe we want to talk about that a little bit because I would be curious to. It's always good to practice, to do things in practice and to apply the game to current events as we are actually living it.
Okay, so remember now that the fascist movement was born from the KKK in the United States to just refuse anything that might be something to do with, diversity, equity, and inclusion. To be really, to bring it straight forward to the modern day. Diversity, equity, inclusion is the goal of everything. Okay, it's what we do. Like if we create this type of food forest, then we have more food than we know what to do with. The abundance is there. It's proven. Changing the Sahara to some lush greens is really happening by using some of these techniques that we can learn about with Jeff Lawton, one of our players, and Fukuoka, one of our players. So, we have the answers. There are the answers out there, and they are being provided, and they're being, met with the challenge. But the challenge is so great. It's just incredible. So, if we'll stop this insane killing everything and bombing everything, we would be able to sit around and eat together. Then we'd have to break bread and forgive each other, and it's like that's going to be the thing. So how can we possibly do that? So if we get swept into the fifth dimension, if we all go to that other place at the same time, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, a lot of basically we're all going to the same next place. Okay, the people who are dying now are just doing it sooner. People who are born and people who are aborted had a moment, and then they, got left, got to go back and start again. This is how it is. It's like you get cycled into it. Now, the question is, have we been raised and created to produce this type of energy so that something else can feed off of this negative energy? Have you heard any of that kind of philosophy or prognostication, Renee?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
if
what
you're
we're
if you're
talking
into
about.
the second thing, if you're into the other, if you're other side of things and you're familiar with what we're talking about, then I mean the draconian reptilian use this energy to feed their. That's what feeds them. But there's this other Christ energy which comes down from time to time to remind us that it is about love and forgiveness, isn't it? I'm one of those. I can't help it. I cannot help it. I'm never going to be in a place where I can convince myself to hate you more than I have to forgive you. God, I wish I could. That's so painful to even think about. Renee, don't you feel that way?
Yeah, that's who I am too, and I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, right? But that's how I always feel too. No matter what, I always want to look at the good side, and I always want to give someone a break because I remember times when I transgressed and I did things, right?
I mean, so what's wrong with us that we always want to give everybody an even break? And then you see now that's the same people. So we can't believe it. See, but that just makes us a stronger, more, but I don't know, a strong angel is still a painful angel. Still,
Yeah.
it's painful to be an angel, when everybody else is suffering around you and they refuse to not suffer. Crazy. How do we possibly know? So we can't do anything else. Our job is to continue to focus on the positive outcome of every situation. Period. Period. Am I right?
Yep. We have to stay positive. I feel like positivity is the truth.
Okay,
There,
so yes, we're going to the ghetto. Oh, it's not going to be that bad. Okay, here we go. Now we're in the ghetto. Okay, it's pretty bad. Oh, we're going on the train. It can't be that bad. Let's go on a train. Yeah, it's pretty bad in that train. There was no place to go to the bathroom. We were pissing and shitting on everybody. It was horrible. Oh my god, it was disgusting.
yeah, I've been on those trains. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then, no, you've never been, but I don't think not in this lifetime, but in those days we did. And then they let us out of the train and we're filthy, and they say, okay, we're going to take a shower. Why don't you guys all go into that room? We'll give you a shower. After beating us up and making us suffer all those times, we're like, yeah, let's go in and take a shower. They wouldn't lie to us this time. Nope. No. How foolish are we? Like, are we the dumbest people? Every
Sometimes
time
it
we
feels like that. Yeah.
every time we got off the trains to go to those showers, we could have overwhelmed the guards and taken their guns and completely destroyed the camp, but we didn't have the courage. to step up and do that? What is it about us that just we just give everybody the benefit of the doubt all the way to the showers? And then we get killed in the showers, and then we got cremated. But that, killed in the showers is probably the blessing, right? Because ending the life instead of suffering anymore was probably more humane than not, right? I mean, finally we had a chance to end it all. But that's the way I see it. And those are the same people that are perpetrating this heinous crime on the Palestinian folks. So I don't even know. Like their parents were all in this other thing. And they know the difference. So now what's going on? We're having a war with Iran. Sorry, folks from Persia. Sorry. The most beautiful people. Iranian folks are nice people. Iraqi folks are nice people. Kuwaiti people are nice people. Everybody's a nice person, but what is it about? We have to drop bombs on these people. I have no idea what this is about. I'm just so grateful it's not here in my backyard right now, but it will be. It's
But it
coming.
will be. It will be. I mean, that's the thing that we learned from the other wars. It never really is isolated. War connects. It's contagious. And so I don't think anybody is safe, right? I mean, maybe
Well, I don't
today.
know. Are the Mexicans going to come in and invade us to save ourselves from ourselves? Are the Canadians going to take up arms to invade us to save ourselves from ourselves? Are we going to secede? Are we going to fractionalize and have California, New York, Illinois, Washington, Oregon secede from the rest of the just to stay alive economically? I mean, this is the kind of stuff that's being dosed around. And really, I'm sticking with the idea that we need five things. At the end of the day, we're going to still need those five things. You tell me what they are. If you can put your money in those five things, I believe you will make some big money if you can invest in housing, clean water, food, energy, and something to do. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing full time. So I want you to take some minute and then go to. Do you want to put that runner up about my book? We finally have books for sale all
Yes.
over the
Here it
internet. You can just
is.
go and get one
Mm-hmm.
and then read it and tell me how you're going to make it a better book. You're going to read my book, hate my book, and rewrite my book and make another better book. And I'll see you on the field as we keep playing the whole Earth game. So we're going to make a finer future using natural capitalism to pay for the whole thing. We're going to have plenty on Spaceship One Whole Earth. What do you think of that idea? Give me something in the comment. Give me a like, subscribe. Do we have one more question or two? I'm going to give it two
Oh,
or three more questions. What do you think?
yes, yeah. So Mary said, "That's my curse too. My whole life, I forgave my husband for philandering. I forgive Trump for all his craziness. I don't know if there's something wrong with me." I don't know if you want to answer that one first or.
Nope, I don't want to answer that at all. That's all. That's
Oh,
up to you. You're doing the
okay.
right thing, girl. Stay with it. Okay. Forgiving is going to kill. Better than anything.
I, exactly. All right. And then David said, "I'm never going to forgive the awful orange man." I think I know who he's talking about.
Yeah, you will. Don't worry. You forgot him already. He's already done.
You know,
That's the
he's
point.
79, he's 79 years old, and dictators will always fall away. Here's oh, you know what? I want to read this question. Let me highlight this. Let me highlight this from Hen. Hi, Hen. I don't know who Hen is, but this is a great question. I don't know. This is what he or she says. I don't know anyone personally who is for any of these wars. Who the F is behind the wars? And you know what, Hen? That's what I was literally just going to say that. Everybody, Marjorie Taylor Greene is against it. Steve Bannon is against it. Tucker Carlson is against it. So who are the people who are actually fanning this flames? Is it literally just a couple guys? I don't know. Weigh in.
It's what happens when you get somebody who doesn't respect the law. How you expect him to, abide by law? He thinks he can just do whatever he wants. I mean, evidently, I don't know that the army really had to obey the president, but evidently that their oath includes obey the Constitution and the president of the United States. It's crazy. So he can use it's going to be historically atrocious that he did this if we can get past it. The question, who's going to come in and save us? We're the people that go in and save other people from people like this. And now we got a people like this in the house, the people's house, and he's ripping up everything. He ripped up the rose garden. He's putting the biggest flag in the history of the world up on the. I mean, it's ridiculous. Just all ridiculous ego. So I don't know. We have to stand back and watch, but we have to keep ourselves in check, right? We don't want to fall into a negative thought pattern. We just got to really just laugh it off and see if we can get to the next election and maybe change the House and the Senate. But I mean, they're gerrymandering and fixing and rigging so fast, we can't. It's hard to keep up with. We lost it. This last one was rigged and fixed, and everybody just stood there and watched it. I mean, it's not our fault that this is happening. It was put together. Oh, that was the question. Who is pulling the strings? Well, obviously, somebody else. Not the people and not the people. Now the people who like the corruption is so blatant, you can't disregard it. You can't not see it. Isn't that crazy? Before, I mean, you can kind of turn a blind eye, but now you can't. Anyway, thanks for coming back. Give me a subscription. Give me a like. Let's see some views out there, and we'll check back with you next week.
The very, very few people getting this message. We want to prove to the whole world that the impossible dream